Welcome back to Skopje. Today we're going to discuss some Macedonian history, including legendary figures such as Philip II, Alexander the Great, and how the Kingdom of Macedon at one point was the largest and most powerful empire in the world, and how all of that led to the N-word being so controversial here. And of course I'm talking about the North in North Macedonia. Whilst we're talking about all of that, we're going to be exploring the Old Bazaar and heading up to one of the most popular tourist attractions in the city, the Skopje Fortress, way up on top of a hill. But before we get to that, let me introduce you to my hotel room. This is where I've been staying for the last couple of nights, the Best Western Tourist. I lucked out here for sure. This is my morning view. You can see straight opposite is a golden domed cathedral or church that's currently being built. And then next to it we have this very large bell tower. Looks like the bells are at the top there, but it is still being finished. And then if I come down, you can see the walking street that's lined with cafes and bars and restaurants. Over the street there is the Mother Teresa Memorial House. Further down you can see the Macedonian flag and the Alexander the Great statue, which is in Macedonia Square, so only a couple of minutes away. And if I take you inside the room, we've got a double bed. Over here we have a fridge and a television, also an alarm clock. We have a kettle and cups, but no coffee or tea, strangely enough. And then a fairly modern shower room. There we go. The room is £42 a night, which is about 45 euros. Comes with breakfast and Wi-Fi, and also this balcony that I showed you a few seconds ago, almost worth the money alone. Right, I'm gonna get myself checked out, and then we're gonna head towards the Old Bazaar, which was mostly closed yesterday because it was a Sunday. Today, hopefully it'll be open. And to get there, we've gotta head in that direction. We are now just entering the Old Bazaar. You're going to see lots of shops, bars and restaurants in here. I am heading first of all for a little shop I spotted yesterday on the walking tour. He was selling all kinds of bric-a-brac, including some Yugoslav coins, which I fancied taking one of those home as a souvenir. So I'm going to see if I can find the shop. The streets inside the bazaar seem to be themed, or most of them anyway. So I'm currently walking under a street with tarpaulins above. That's because the summers out here get really hot. And I think this must be Jewellery Street, because I've counted about 35 different jewellery outlets and I've still got a way to go. There's also a coffee street with lots of coffee shops. There's a alcohol street that sells raki and all kinds of other alcohol, and a food and eating area that is open pretty much all day and all night. The tour guide told us yesterday that at the end of the bazaar there is an old market that sells fruit and veg and all kinds of food products. He said it sells everything but the kitchen sink, so he's probably true to his word. I'm going to have a look around, see if I can find that kitchen sink. Right next to the market is this fairly modern looking concrete car park. Doesn't look like there's too many people using it. Instead, as I look down to my right side now, you can see a road that winds its way around the market itself, and it is bedlam on that road. There's people stopping all over the place. There's pedestrians not knowing what to do, people honking their horn, and then behind me you can see this collection of crazy roofs that cover part of the market itself. It looks like there are a couple of brick buildings with proper roofs, and then people have just attached metal sheeting and plastic from that extends out about 20-30 meters
to form their own roofs above their own market stalls. I think I'm going to walk back through and try and find the guy selling the coins. Part of the problem sometimes is that it's hard to find your way back to a point that you know you've been to before. Walking past a shoe stall, and the guy stopped me and asked me for a photograph, so I've taken one, and then as soon as I took that, someone else asked me, so I've taken a few photographs and I'll post them to my Instagram page. Very friendly people around here. So this is your stall. I thought for a second I'd found the kitchen sink, but no joy. Right, let's go coin hunting. I spy with my little eye something beginning with C. There we go. This is the shop I saw yesterday. Let's see how much these coins cost. I found the antique shop that I stopped by yesterday. And this guy is helping me to sort out the coins.
Yes, coins. Yeah.
Which is really interesting. Yeah, which one is this?
Yeah, coins.
Which one is this, you say?
All beautiful.
Oh yeah, very nice. This is Yugoslav.
Yugoslavia.
1000.
Yes, 1000.
Oh wow.
1955 years.
Yeah.
All Hrvatska.
Yeah.
All Hrvatska, 25. All 100 Hrvatska. All Hrvatska, 500.
500
krona. All the Republic Hrvatska. All the Yugoslavia, Tito. Oh man, I have to.
Picked myself up a few coins there for €5, although when I looked in my wallet I realised I didn't have €5. I had £5 though, so he went off to the local exchange shop and realised that that was worth €7, and so he accepted that for about 7 coins. So all good. My next stop I think is going to be the mosque, which is somewhere in these streets. This is the Mustafa Paša Mosque. It is surrounded by a lovely rose garden, very peaceful area just for sitting and relaxing. It is positioned at the top of the hill, overlooking the Old Bazaar and the rest of the city. It looks like it has one main dome with at least 3 separate smaller ones and a 42-meter minaret. Inside I can see the large dome right above me. There is a chandelier hanging down, a grandfather clock that I see in almost every mosque that I enter, a shelf with various copies of the Quran on, and in the window frame there is a smaller model of the mosque itself. It was built in 1492, so it survived over 500 years. It even survived the earthquake in 1963, which is an impressive feat just on its own. I've left the old bazaar behind me and I'm now heading up to Kale Castle or Skopje Fortress. And on my way, and when we get there, I wanted to talk about the north in North Macedonia. It's controversial round here because in 2018 a referendum was held on changing the name of the country to North Macedonia. My understanding is that the referendum was declared invalid because of a low turnout, but in 2019 the government went ahead and changed the name of the country anyway. Now, to understand why that decision was so controversial, we need to go back a couple of thousand years ago to when this region was part of the Ancient Kingdom of Macedon and ruled by Philip II. We've seen a few of his statues down in the city centre. Philip II had perfected a new type of fighting style that involved these long spears, and when his soldiers came together into a tight formation, the result was that these soldiers would be almost impenetrable. When Philip II was assassinated, it was left for his son, a guy that would later become known as Alexander the Great, to take over the reins of the kingdom. He was just 20 years old at the time, and even though he was so young, he had a very clever mind. He was smart, he was ruthless, he was calculating, and he was also tutored in his younger days by Greek philosopher Aristotle. He went about enlarging his army, making it into a real force to be reckoned with, and then decided to attack the Persian Empire, which was no mean feat. The Persian Empire at the time were the largest in the world. After an 11-year grueling war, Alexander the Great won the war and the Persian Empire fell. It was conquered, thus making the Kingdom of Macedonia the largest and most powerful empire in the world at that time. Alexander the Great died at the age of 32 of unknown causes, and after his death, the Kingdom of Macedon began to fade away. The Roman Empire started to enlarge, and the Macedonian Empire eventually just completely disappeared off the map. Now the controversy starts because of the area that the Kingdom of Macedonia was located in. Sure, it was here in North Macedonia where I am today, but it was also found in areas of northern Greece and Bulgaria as well, I believe. Greece also have a region called Macedonia, and so there is a dispute between what is now North Macedonia and Greece in terms of the name. In 2018, Macedonia decided to change their name from Macedonia to North Macedonia so that Greece would stop vetoing Macedonia entering organisations like NATO and the European Union. Hopefully that goes a little way into explaining why some people here in the country call it North Macedonia, but a lot tend to call it just Macedonia. So I am at the fortress, the castle, at one of the highest points, I believe. So I thought while I was here I would tell you a little bit about it. So the castle dates back to the Byzantine Empire. The Ottomans used it as a military barracks when they ruled here. However, it was mostly destroyed. There used to be houses and people living inside the walls of the castle, but most of those got destroyed in the 1963 earthquake, sadly. If you're interested in visiting, it is free to get in. There is a car park outside. You can park your car if you have one. There are no info signs, but you are free just to walk around and enjoy a little bit of history. As said, most of this comes from the Byzantine Empire. The Ottoman Turks did add to it and create additional structures inside the complex. And more recently, they have tried to preserve the castle by rebuilding sections of it. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed my visit in the old town and my visit here to the castle, but I'm about to hopefully learn a lot more about the country by renting myself a car, getting out there and just driving around the mountains and forests, seeing what we can find. So I'm about to head back to the hotel. I've got, let's have a look, 40 minutes to get back to the hotel and catch an airport bus that's going to take me to the airport where I've got to pick up my rental car. I'm staying on the edge of the city tonight, and then tomorrow I'll be back with another video and we will do some exploring. So thanks for watching my videos here in Skopje. I'll catch you out in the mountains somewhere.